CHICKEN. Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chicken is here. Welcome back to another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we made a bit of a push. We're going to go over what we did and, more importantly, what we need to do going over these last few days of Season 81. So you guys haven't ready? Appreciate it if you throw that code CHICKEN into the shop. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to grab your free skins if you haven't already. That's super glitchy. Yeah, appreciate those of you that do that. And with that being said, let's dive on in. So we're sitting at 23 and 50 stars at 184 globally. Interesting. So at this point, the meta is shifting. And Dirty 6 is becoming not really the thing anymore. So what I would advise most of you, and possibly myself as well, I'm kind of sitting on keys right now to determine if I want to go defense or if I want to go 70R in one shot and get ready, which would probably require saving up for at least 3 more days and pushing on maybe Saturday. Yeah, Saturday, I think. Friday or Saturday, however that works out mathematically wise. Yeah, just 60R defense. It's like everybody is 60R. There's really no push point there from what I've seen. And if we look at like some of these guys that are right around me, it's hard to tell because some of these guys park early. I don't know who is where exactly. We take a quick peek at the Canadian leaderboard. I feel like that gives kind of a better... No, this guy was definitely... He doesn't have rocket launchers. He was definitely early. I beat Doom. Shout out to Doom yesterday, which was cool. I forget what he was running. Oh, he's got the Roodster. Yeah, so I mean, you can beat these bases. Like, don't look at this and be like, oh, well, all hope is lost because, you know, I went Dirty 6 instead of 7. I pretty much beat every 70R that I faced. But the thing is, that's today. So the 70R guys, they're going to have all of the defense. I do believe a maxed or somewhat close to maxed 60R does for the most part beat somebody that rushed to get to Rudy and doesn't necessarily have a lot of the defenses. But once they do, I think it's going to be tough. Just that island is annoying. It is tricky. You can see right here the log's not looking fantastic. I actually was a bit higher than this before. We got up to 23 and 68 stars late last night. I was really trying to push for 24, so I was like, okay, let's just keep going. And then, as you can see, like, it just really was not going well, so I was like, all right, we're going to pump the brakes here, and we're going to see what meta kind of shapes up, because as of right now, nothing is really working. So I could get rockets right now, but they'd only be like tick 3 or 4, which I don't think is going to make a massive difference. We could also get the boom mines, which would be nice. But yeah, this is where we are at for right now. Now let's go over some of these attacks and how we got there. So first one, this guy actually fizzled on me, which was awesome. This kind of got me out of my rut. We were really falling down a hole for a bit. So these bases, I like to split them up basically like throwing all the troops down there and then super warrior-ing up at the top. I totally screwed up on my super warrior stuff though. Now the thing, if you're still using laser rangers, you have to be extremely careful because they can die just like that if you are not paying attention. And that namely means if a crystal shield gets away from you, because you absolutely, and that was so sad, that warrior died, that cost us so much time. Thankfully the other guy fizzled, so it didn't matter. But and then we got Alex Evil. Now I think I out-teched this guy pretty well because we didn't get a ton of stars from him. But now that I look back at this, he had more GB. Everything looks pretty much even Stevens. I don't know what he attacked with. Maybe we can watch that after. So yeah, so anyways, for me, the biggest problem I was facing was the front-loaded bases. For whatever reason, I would always fizzle on those. And it was really disastrous. Like, they weren't even like, oh, I just kind of screwed up here. It was just like, took my eyes off the landing for 1 second, already had 2 crystal shields on them, and then they would just be completely wiped out in one shot. Extremely frustrating, especially when these attacks usually take close to the, you know, end of 2 minutes to get through. But yeah, there's a lot of mines out now. I do really think, guys, that the extra regular mines are stronger than anything else. They're stronger than the shock mines. It just kills troops. So if you have to force players to resort to using like heavy choppers and bombers, that's a good thing because you'll probably beat them on time. It really just comes down to Super Warrior placement and just keeping the Laser Rangers alive if you're following along with the same attack. This was a rough one too. So this guy had the max rockets, and the boom mine, so a little bit more defense. All the stats, he didn't have troop damage, so he was still making his way towards the end, I guess, which doesn't actually make sense. No, that was a multi-node. He swapped over to something else. Anyways, doesn't matter. Fairly even match. So you see right here what I do differently on these ones. I'll bring in 3 heavy choppers. You can kind of see them there. And I'll actually throw a Super Warrior out on the top because that's how much trouble these front-loaded bases were giving me. I was like, you know what? Screw it. If we have to just force them to go all the way around the world, that's what we'll do. Because it was really tough just to freaking get through these ones. All right, so then the back flare comes in there just because we only had 4 bolts of lasers, so it was absolutely crucial to keep the Laser Rangers alive. We got that rocket down there, but the heavy choppers are blocking it pretty well. Now here we come in with the Super Warrior Brigade. Now I forget how we made it with the Super Warriors here, if they did a good job or not. You see I throw some explosive drones in there to... And that's basically... It looks like chaos, but that's basically the idea. Is Super Warrior the outside defenses first that are going to shoot you, so the shock launcher, the boom cannon. While you're doing that, you're shocking the middle stuff, and you're using explosive drones to get close to the engine room. It's a lot of GBE, for sure. You need the extra GBE on these hits. And then we're throwing Super Warriors, if we can get there, directly on the engine room. And then explosive drones, once all the defenses are out of there, if it's a back one, it's just going to land them faster than anything else. So, let's see. Some good hits against the chicken. That was probably the best. 220. You see, all these attacks are from guys like way higher. Except for that guy. That was good timing. Which was super annoying. So what was the best one? Gritch 228. Okay, we'll do Gritch. His attack was pretty crazy if I remember correctly. So he's got everything. He's got the 190 troop damage. Or wait, either way, it's the same lineup. Only 50% GB. So you see right there, the difference is he's got a couple boats of melons. And I'm kind of running the base that I struggle against. Because, number one, I know it's a good base. Number two, I want to see how people hit it, because I would always screw up against it. And, yeah, those bombers definitely help clear the front stuff. The lasers are good for the speed. And they really shine when there's a bunch of defenses in one row. But the bombers help speed things along because they'll do some actual good DPS. And you can see right here, he doesn't have to worry as much as me. He doesn't have to spend the ice shields. He doesn't have to spend the shock bombs. He doesn't have to go crazy with Super Warriors for defense. He can just let the troops ride out and not have to count his GB or worry about too much. And then that's actually a really interesting thing there when he splits in the middle. That would work really well with the melons because they're going to go on both sides. The lasers, typically, they all stick together. They don't really spread out. And even when they do spread out, they don't do that well. And then he's only used 2 Super Warriors on the top side so far. And yeah, I think he could have gone even faster here. This was a wildly good attack. So I think something like this will be like the end meta. Because he was definitely conservative here. I mean, he's got 5 seconds left. He's still throwing out Super Warriors and explosive drones. So, yeah, that was a really good hit for a dirty 6ER. Do we have any against 7s? Let's see. Preferably that I won. I definitely had some in the log earlier, but it doesn't look like anymore, which is too bad. So I wanted to show you guys that as well. Yeah, these are all 6s and whatnot. What about this guy? Nope. Monster, I don't think so. No, yeah, those max rocket bases were giving me nightmares. Sprocky. No, everyone was Dirty 6. But I think the Dirty 6 is pretty much over with at this point. So, yeah, we're going to sit on some keys, see what happens. But yeah, you guys let me know what you're making out down below in the comments. And I hope that helps you guys out. Now, I can kind of explain how I was hitting the 7s with the island base. It was typically drop everybody from the left. Usually the island bases have less defense, the 70-yard bases, whatever you want to call it. That's going to change, you know, within the next day or so. But basically you free clear on the left, and then you just clear enough defenses to where you can super warrior on the island, because lasers typically won't shoot across. Just make sure you save GB for the island, because if you can't reach it, then you're going to lose, or you're going to have heavy choppers or whatever you're using. Just try to scoot over, and they're going to take forever. But they were pretty easy. I was getting like 230 plus on pretty much every 70-yard that I matched today. So unless they're super good with Rudy and have enough defense to slow you down, shouldn't be a huge problem. Anyways, we're rambling on. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next one. Checking out. Back.